Peace, peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. I'm gonna do a different style of video. This time I'm not gonna be on the video. Matter of fact, caught a little flashback while doing some editing. But just a just not say re-explanation, but just going through this story and using this illustration, it just works so good for us. Matter of fact, right here, you see the acidic alkaline correlation, the lower nature, high nature, in between that balance, because that also speaks to the story of the balance, like ain't nothing wrong with, the sexual nature of us. Ain't nothing wrong with the high nature of us. But too much of either one, could throw us off balance. Balancing things out in that middle. Matter of fact, this is also, the zodiac signs, dwell in certain areas. Capricorn in the knee area. We got Scorpio in the genital area. I think Sagittarius deal with the hips and thigh area. But so with Christ being born in the manger, you know what I'm saying? In fact, Christ being born in that manger, and raises, is seated in heaven. Matter of fact, I forgot how directly the Bible story said, but then he descends into hell, you know what I'm saying? And then there's some little thing, and then he ascends, cause I think it descends into hell, and then ascends to be seated at the right hand of the Father. That's the only part I remember in church. To be seated at the right hand of the Father, around the pineal gland, or the nigrous substantia, that area within our brain that has a concentration of neuromelanin. It's right in that area. When they go, as a matter of fact, so the manger is also, the root chakra, Malkut. As a matter of fact, you got going to another story, Adam and Eve, you know what I'm saying? Where you got you have like the garden, say for instance, our nerve system, it's like trees. You see the little branches, and they went to, I forgot how they said it, they went to the tree that was in the midst of the garden, and bit from that forbidden fruit, you know what I'm saying? In essence, it speaks to sex, but also an analogy to biting from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, which is the like the tree of life, but instead it has the Sephiroth Da'at in it. And that's the different Sephiroths. There's Had, Jebera, Bina, I'm sorry for Chakma, Keitha, Chesed, this is Teferet, the 6th, Nizak, the 7th, Yesod, the 9th, and the Malkut, 10th, like the root chakra, the foundation. Matter of fact, you see down here, one pillar goes with mercy, and one with judgment, and one pillar is, dealing with the red color, or the male energy, or the yang energy, or positive energy, the sun, the Pingala, Jachin. Matter of fact, when we're speaking of the Temple of Solomon, which the Temple of Solomon is our body, the temple that that encases our soul, And you got the little story of Harem Abiff, you know, when he got approached from Jubilee, and all them. They stabbed him up in the Temple of Solomon, you know. That's where they got the little keeping of a secret, you know, because Harem Abiff was said to not be keeping the secret, so that's why he, got rolled up on like that. But you see Boaz dealing with the color blue, yin, and the female energy. Matter of fact, that's the Ida, and the matter of fact, and the moon energy. That feminine aspect. And you see the correlation. So again, how allegory work. These stories is not about somebody named actually Adam and Eve. Matter of fact, in essence, which I'm not getting deep into that aspect, but like the atom, it's like the atom, or that physical aspect that allows for the more chaotic, less physical feminine energy, what I'm saying, that darkness, that let there be light. In essence, you could see Adam is light, because the reason why we're able to see these atoms, what I'm saying, because in essence it's a reflection of light, because all this, this dresser right here, that's all made out of different atoms, just to, I know people get what I'm saying, but I just want to, but atom, or and then really atum, is what a, like spelled like that. But the atom is like that physical aspect of what a male is. A male puts put that physical action into things. It's that light energy. For that the darkness of the womb man. And speaking to Eve, Eve is the feminine energy, or the negative aspect, and that's why Eve had. They gave Eve somewhat of a negative connotation, but on a human moralistic level, that's the thing. And we're not talking about human morals. Of course, the people who edited the Bible wanted to make it seem like human morals, and wanted to make the Jesus story seem like a historical figure. But this is about energies of the universe, and how we are an embodiment of energies in the universe within the human body. I think that was redundant for me to say embodiment in the human body, but you get it. And so Eve, telling Adam to eat the fruit, what I'm saying? It's like that free flowing, non-logical, so kind of also explanation of the the yin energy, like a non logical, going with the flow, intuitive type of vibe, And back to the story of quote unquote, it starts, go find a book. If you look it up, 16 crucified saviors. I don't quote me exactly, but when you go to look it up, I know the book gonna pop up. But they speak to all the different Christ stories that came before Jesus. But another aspect, matter of fact, the reason why he was 33 when he transitioned. So say, you rise up the spine from the root chakra, you go up to 33 spinal columns, up into the the pineal, where that Christ oil secretes the pineal gland. What you see with the 33 degrees, 33, Freemasonry, has to do with the 33 columns in the spinal cord. So this again, this story, is allegory. And also you got the other aspect to this. Let's see. Give me 1 second, y'all. You got the other aspect to this story. Let's see. With the Christ energy, moving up the elliptical. Because they got the Tropic of Capricorn, up here the Tropic of Cancer. Right here, this is where we at. We at the equinox, that the Libra, You know, and the reason why it's the equinox because it's equal sunlight and equal nighttime in essence. You know, but matter of fact, the sun, you know, Yeshua, the Christ, is also a representation of the sun. You know, because matter of fact, Helios Biblios, the Sun Book, the Holy Bible. You know, so it's dealing with the sun, and say for instance, you know, when it's leaving out, when the sun is leaving from the zodiac sign of Libra, it is descending, you know, into hell, you know, into the sign that deals with coldness, and Saturn or Satan, you know, deals with Satan. And matter of fact, they have less daylight around this time. You know what I'm saying? But then, as it comes out of that, you know, that December area, it goes into, you know, matter of fact, when they speak of like Lent, in essence, like that, Lent kind of refers to, you know, the sun, you know, or the days becoming more lengthy, you know, or longer, you know what I'm saying? So Lent is kind of like a shorthand. If y'all familiar with Christianity, you know, you got Lent, where you give up eating meat except for fish or whatever, and then you get your little, you go to, matter of fact, and in Louisiana you do your Mardi Gras, you know, and then you get your ashes on Wednesday right after Mardi Gras. Then you come around and, you know, you come up to, you know, the April area where you're dealing with you know, spring or the beginning, you know what I'm saying, when the sun is rising or resurrected, you know. The sun done descended into hell. So matter of fact, that little story, but it's risen, you know, and rise again to a point of where it has more sunlight at this point. But then when it gets to, you know, the June 21st area, it's like, all right, it's the beginning to, again, a decline, you know. Just see, and it's the winter time, you know, summertime. Again, Capricorn in winter, Cancer. You know, the springtime is Aries. Aries, the Lamb of God that take away the sins of the world, head first. You know, matter of fact, at first was the Word. The Word is God. You know, how many? You know, we got 26 alphabets. You know, to make words, and there's 26. 26. I want to say. I'll say. I think it's atoms, but I just say electrons. But yeah, I think it's atoms. The atomic structure. Let's just say the atomic number of iron is 26. You know what I'm saying? The same amount of you know, the same amount of letters in the alphabet. And with iron is also the element that coincides with Mars, and Mars coincides with Aries, the ram. You know, and at the beginning of the Bible, you know, talking about it first was the Word, and when you see that fiery ram energy, you know, like that Mars energy, that energy of like tearing shit up, you know, and kill this, kill that, you know what I'm saying? That was that aspect, you know. And again, when we talking to the Bible, it's not just talking about the fullness of source or God on the full, you know, it's talking about, you know, the zodiac signs and things going on in our immediate universe. But again, as above, so below, what's going on in our immediate universe, you know, also goes on in the macrocosm, or, you know, out, you know, in the outskirts, as well as, you know, in the most inner parts. But again, you see these, you know, these stories. And matter of fact, I want to say around this area right here is, you know, the Scorpio area. Because matter of fact, when the sun, you know, is coming right here, you know, it gets that kiss from Judas, you know, that kiss on the cheek before it's crucified, you know. But again, he crucified and then raised back into heaven, you know. And also, reason you wondering, like, all right, if it died right here, then why December 25th is considered a born date? Well, you know, because it begins that cycle on the rise, you know. In essence, being born or risen or born again, risen, you know, however you want to see it. But the Scorpio energy, the kiss from Judas. So all the 12 apostles was the 12 zodiac signs, and Judas was Scorpio. Judas gave him that kiss on the cheek. The kiss on the cheek was a representation of the scorpion stinger. But that kiss on the cheek, like the kiss of death before the Son of God goes into his cold area. Matter of fact, Scorpio also deals with the underworld, uh, but that's a direct analogy, and that's dealing with the sun, and then again within the human body, this is the Scorpio area, and whenever especially again as a male, when we have sex and we not have, when we ejaculate, and instead of ejaculating, there's a way for us to ejaculate without letting that Christ seed all out and have an orgasm without ejaculation. But dealing with that sex area, or that Scorpio area, it could betray Christ, or that Christ seed energy, so you see the correlation of these stories, again, all in the body and all outside the body, which outside the body is inside the body too. Again, as above, so below. And that's again just to run a reference to, just a few analogies, Matter of fact, the serpent, the kundalini that sleeps in the root chakra and raises. And matter of fact, another analogy, Adam and Eve, as the Ida Pangala. And so with the story of being in the Garden of Eden, the snake is also having to do with the kundalini serpent, and Adam and Eve being masculine and feminine energies, so it's all just the story of what goes on in our body. And I mean, there's stories that correlate with our, with us in a gestation period, within our mother's womb, that correlate with certain timings of how certain stars is born, you know what I'm saying? So we like direct, again, as above, so below. What goes on in the microcosm goes on in the macrocosm. If y'all never heard of the, Emerald Tablets or the Hermetic Principles, definitely go check them out. 7 laws, 7 principles, that basically universe kind of run off of in essence. But that's basically it, just seeing coming to that middle spot. And when they had the little pictures of the little fake Caesar Borgia, aka fake white Jesus, and they had a little picture of him pointing to his heart and then also pointing up. It's like the way, the way up is through the heart, you know what I'm saying? That unconditional love, doesn't mean turning the other cheek, because unconditional love, to love somebody else, you gotta love yourself. And in some cases, turning the cheek may not be showing love to yourself, So it's definitely a balance. Got a balance, matter of fact, and just like with, the pH levels, balance. There's such thing as too much alkalinity. When we get too high in alkalinity, it causes disruption with the stomach, because the stomach uses acid to break down food. You know what I'm saying? So you also have acid in the body. And again, the body should teach us a story of, balance. Where there's no good and bad. Because say, for instance, if a human was being moralistic about the body, they would say, oh, this is bad and this is good. But it's, or this is bad and this is good, like it's trying to black and white everything. It's like, nah. As a matter of fact, and there's no bad or good, it's just different experience, Got a certain experience that come with acidic, got a certain experience that come with alkalinity, certain experience that come with being balanced, That's all it is. Too much water could kill, not enough water could kill. Too much sunlight could kill, not enough sunlight could kill. but the balance, the right amount of both of them, and we got the party started, you know. But just wanted to share that with y'all. Peace. Matter of fact, if you benefit from the information within the videos, you know, feel free, of course, subscribe, and also, you know, if you're enjoying the information, of course, of certain videos, press the like button. I'm sorry, I mean, I apologize for being, you know, because again, I don't have this rehearsed, so and it don't be playing, so I was like about to just cut off the video. I'm like, oh, I gotta remember to plug myself in. But again, you know, matter of fact, any and all donations is greatly appreciated. Got the donation link under, you know, mostly all of my videos. Again, if you vibing with the content, you know, don't forget to press the like button, you know, and if you're enjoying the information, you know, I keep the information coming, so you might want to subscribe and you know, press the little bell icon, you know. Matter of fact, ooh, let me see if I could, since I'm right here drawing, let me see the little bell icon on YouTube. Probably looks something like that. My little bell, but you know, click the little bell and the subscribe button, you know, if you enjoy the content. But peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate.